Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Houston. Today's learning target is I can use my knowledge of adjacent angles to determine the missing value. Okay, so you're probably thinking about that vocabulary word, adjacent. What does adjacent mean? Okay, and what adjacent means is next to. So two angles that are next to each other and they share a common side. All right, so if you look right here, they have a common vertex. That's the point where they meet here, and then that common side. This side is a part of this bottom angle. Here, let me even show them in color. It's a part of this angle, and it's a part of this angle here. Whoops, I tried to make that purple and it didn't work, but that green side in the middle there, that's the common side that's shared. So these two angles are called adjacent angles. Okay, and there's an interesting relationship with adjacent angles. Okay, so if I have angle A there, it's A degrees, it could be, any number. And if I add it to angle B, which looks like maybe a little less than 90 degrees, it's going to equal the whole big angle. So one thing that's important with angles is naming them. So if I start here at letter C, I go to A, and then I go over to B, I would call that angle CAB. Okay, so if I add the two smaller ones together, it gives me the whole big angle. So let's see what that looks like in a problem. All right, here we go. So find the measure of KLM. All right, again, it's going to be important to look at the order here. So if I start at K, go to L, go to M, I'm trying to find the whole big angle, and I like to make that arc over the whole angle to show what I'm talking about. I know the measure of KLB is 26. All right, so if I go KLB, this part is 26. I also know the measure of BLM is 60. So if I start at B, go down to L and up to M, that's this angle here is going to be 60. Okay, so knowing that those two angles, adjacent angles, put together makes the whole big angle, I can just add the two measures together, and that will give me what the whole angle is. All right, so KLM is 86 degrees. All right, and one thing I should talk about, that lowercase m means measure. So this is saying the measure of angle KLM equals 86 degrees. All right, and let's try one more together. So number 6 here, it says the measure of angle WDC. So let's start with blue this time. WDC, or we're finding the measure of WDC. Okay, I don't know why it's not changing colors for me. And then we know EDC is 145. So let me trace EDC. Ah, that's the whole big angle is 145. And then we have EDW. EDW is 61. Okay, so this one's interesting. We know, remember, with adjacent angles, the two smaller angles add up to give us the whole big angle. But this time, we know the total. We have the whole big angle is 145, the two together. We have one of the angles is 61. So how do we find this one? Okay, and if you think about it, when you know that two things add up to give you the total, you can just work backwards and subtract. So if I take 145 and I subtract 61, that will give me what's left in that other angle. 14. So 145 minus 61 gives us 84. So that means 84 degrees is our answer. And again, if we practice writing that out, lowercase m, the measure of angle WDC, 81 equals 81 oops, 84 degrees.